Welcome back to Hockey Thoughts with Scott. What we're going to be talking about in this video is the Nashville Predators and if they win the opportunity to pick Alexis Lafreniere with the first pick in the NHL Draft. I'll get into my thoughts on the NHL Draft process in a Sunday Thoughts vlog, probably for next Sunday. But for this video, I do want to talk about the Nashville Predators to start off with. I'm going to be talking about all 8 teams that are going to have the opportunity of getting that first overall pick. But the reason why I want to start with Nashville is personally, this is the team that I hope actually gets the pick, because in their history, they've never truly have had a franchise player, in my opinion. But I want to take a look at Nashville and what they have, how Lafreniere is going to work with them. And I'm going to be using cap friendly for the purposes of just looking at the roster and what they have in the system. Here's a good thing for Nashville. Outside of a couple of prospects, Rem Pitlick, Yakov Shrinin, McCarron, and I don't want to really call him a prospect anymore at this point, they don't have any RFAs this season. They have UFAs. They do probably need to sign a defenseman or two. But again, I don't think they're going to need to go over the top with defenseman signings and using it from that standpoint. Forward-wise, they've got a good batch of their forwards under contract for next year. However, where Nashville's problem is going to come into play is they're going to come into play when it comes down to the overall cap. Their projected cap hit already is at $72 million. Now, again, I don't see them needing to sign a lot of high-end guys, but you do have Michael Granlund, you do have Craig Smith that are UFAs this season on the front end. So getting Lafreniere as a winger obviously can just slot in to take one of those two positions if they lose Granlund or Craig Smith. And there's a possibility that neither one of them could be back. But as a Sabre fan, and I'm going to take this from the straight Sabre fan standpoint, I keep looking at Ryan Johansson. And if the Predators wanted to remove that $8 million cap hit, there's teams out there, such as the Sabres, such as the Red Wings, who I think would love to take on a Ryan Johansson as a second center to really fill in some of the gaps that those two teams really need. I think Buffalo more than Detroit, in the sense that Detroit's really in a rebuilding mode. Buffalo, again, I am a fan of the Sabres, and I don't know what they're doing or what they're planning on doing at this point. So it really makes it hard for me to say what they're going to end up doing. But when you start talking about, Nashville, I think with Nashville, you have a situation where they've got a lot of their core intact. Lafreniere, if he gets drafted and goes into Nashville, he doesn't have to be the star. And in a lot of these teams, he doesn't have to be the star. But he could become that franchise player that Nashville technically has never really had. So that's my thoughts on Lafreniere possibly going to the Nashville Predators. As a Sabre fan, this is one of the few teams I'm actually hoping actually gets that pick. You can leave comments down at the bottom what your thoughts are on that. What's your thoughts on potentially Ryan Johansson being traded as a cap casualty in Nashville because of being able to get that #1 pick. As always, if you like these videos, go ahead and subscribe down at the bottom. Thank you very much for watching.